Now, I'll be showing you a little bit about SQL injection attacks and how to defend against them. Mossack Fonseca is a Panamanian law firm that sets up shell corporations for clients, a service the firm offers for as little as $1,000. They provide the service by providing a shell corporation for clients that approach them via an intermediary, and even appoints a sham director to sign off on all transactions for an extra fee. This allows the real owner to not appear in any related documentation while keeping the rights to do whatever they want with the corporation. On a surface level, setting up shell corporation is technically legal, but the Panama Papers show that the intent of a significant portion of clients was to anonymously hide their monetary activity, which is why when a hacker successfully leaked over 11.5 million documents, it made for grand exposure of government officials and celebrities alike. The reason Mossack Fonseca got hacked was because their website was egregiously unkept in terms of web standards. Functionality was very outdated and poorly designed, and included an outdated, buggy WordPress plugin that hadn't been updated for 2 years, which the attacker exploited to gain valuable information. Another vulnerability within the website was a SQL injection vulnerability that is quite elementary, which shows the firm's neglect in making a secure website. This demonstration aims to show you how to develop in a way that protects against these attacks so that your website won't end up like Mossack Fonseca's. To preface, SQL is a query language for databases, which stands for Structured Query Language, which applications use to store and obtain data. The basic forms of these queries can be categorized into the CRUD operations, or create, read, update, and delete operations. When these query strings are built in a vulnerable way, SQL injection attackers can interfere with the queries to subvert application logic, obtain hidden data, or even compromise the underlying backend architecture. The example query used in this demonstration is a select statement, which is a read operation. Vulnerabilities occur when the application logic directly embeds parameters into the query string itself, which allows the attacker indirect control of the query. The attacker can create an input that would directly change what the application wants to query from the database, as a result, change the application's logic. The two examples that I will show you will exploit SQL comments to subvert application logic and retrieve hidden data. This is an example string that will be used for the subversion of application logic, and this string will be used in a retrieval of hidden data. One tidbit in protecting against these attacks is using prepared statements. All SQL libraries have this functionality, and it is basically parameterizing the query string instead of directly embedding the raw parameters into the string, which may seem like a small change, but makes a world of difference when protecting against this elementary of an attack. Whenever you may find yourself developing a website, it is always important to put development practices first to avoid having vulnerabilities in your code that can be exploited. Now, let's begin a demonstration. This demo simply gives back your username and password when you successfully log in. To see what is in the database for the sake of the demo, I've included a section to show all contents of the database. We can add a username and password to the database, and it will update the database as can be shown. Now, we can see that my credentials are successfully added. I've included the link to the demonstration to the chat. Feel free to follow along and test it out for yourself. Now we will see what SQL injection does. First, I'll sign in to verify that I can access my information. Now, I will show you an example of subverting application logic. This example will allow me to sign in with just my username. As you can see, I've successfully logged in. Next, I will show an example of retrieving hidden data. This input will completely disregard the username or password and retrieve everything in the database. To give you a better idea of the extent of this injection, I will go ahead and add another user. Now, I'll repeat the injection. As you can see, everything has been retrieved. And as you can imagine, something like this could be extremely devastating for a company. Now we will see how prepared statements protect against our SQL injection attacks. The retrieval logic in this section uses prepared statements and will not allow us to exercise behavior as in the previous section. I'll attempt to use the exact injections used in this previous section. Let's try the second one. As you can see, the underlying logic accepts the input as a normal username password combination and will give us a username or password incorrect error because the username doesn't exist in the database. Through this demonstration, we hope that we were able to give you an insight into breach protection, which at times can be simpler than one may think.